We said this again and again, China is the world champion of internet censorship. They're the very best at censoring forums, internet sites, and search engines like Google and so forth. When you know all that goes on the internet, it's quite scary. And we've seen it with Tibet. It's an extremely effective censorship system. It works very well. Not only were the Chinese not informed on Tibet, but if you go on discussion forums, all you found were messages against Tibet and the Tibetans. Now, you may think that 1,300,000 Chinese people are against Tibet, but the fact is that other comments simply weren't posted on the forums. In China, citizens are simply not informed. What people don't know also is the impact that this censorship has on Westerners. Westerners who are informed by Western media. I work for a television channel, and we need pictures, we need images. If we have no images, there's just no news, and it just doesn't get mentioned. In the Tibet crisis, the very first snapshot we got, where we saw the riots, it came out 24 hours after the beginning of the riots. Okay, 24 hours doesn't seem like a lot, but usually in the rest of the world, even in Burma, you get the images 2 hours after the fact. So not only does China have technical resources that prevents an exchange of information on internet, but also by scaring the population, by keeping tourists who could have taken pictures, by keeping them in their hotel rooms, they were successful in preventing us from seeing what was going on. From my point of view, and I worked on censorship a great deal, what I was most interested in with the Tibetan crisis, it's not so much the censorship, it's what happened after the events. And that was the huge propaganda wave on internet over the past few weeks, and especially on the incidents around the torch in Paris and in London. And I'm sure other people know this better than me, but as a journalist in charge of this website, it was amazing. For each article on Tibet and on the torch, this is a brand new website. Usually I get 5 or 6 comments for each news item, and here all of a sudden I had 50 comments. And the comments were coming from Chinese people. There were more Chinese comments on Tibet than comments from France, from French people, which is astonishing because most of the users of the website were French. What we're seeing, however, is that China has decided to change its attitude. Usually censorship is an admission of weakness. It's an admission that the news from abroad can really disrupt your country. It can change public opinion and trigger in-depth change. So it's an admission of weakness. Well, it seems that it's a different stage that has begun. China is trying to export its ideas, and not just on Chinese forums. It's exporting it to foreign websites like the Observers, which is the France 24 website.